Okay, I know I said the other day that I wished more people would respond to my channel, but this wasn't what I had in mind. This is just really dumb. So this video requires a little backstory. Back in April of 2021, I responded to a channel called Libra October. All links to these videos are going to be in the description, by the way. I'll do my best to summarize things though, so you can watch this video and still understand what's going on here, but the best experience is probably going to come from knowing the whole story. Either way, whatever. Part 1 of the story is Libra October said a bunch of things that were just not true about console gaming and PC gaming, so I did my usual response. Part 2 of the story is this prompted him to make a series of videos, air quote, debunking my points, to which I did a live stream responding to them all. And his debunking basically came down to just making things up and then using the things he made up as ammo against me. After my stream responding to his response, he made an apology video, acknowledged his mistakes, and I was completely ready to leave it there. Part 3 of the story, I did another live stream with True Scottish Guy, who Libra October has ongoing beef with. Like, the dude made a whole bunch of videos about True Scottish Guy, and I don't really know where all this beef comes from, but we were just watching a bunch of videos that Libra had made on True Scottish Guy, as well as a few videos he had made about me prior to his apology that I hadn't seen yet. And Libra actually came into that stream and started saying that we were taking things out of context and that we were obsessed. But A, you kept the videos up about me after you apologized, so obviously we're going to watch them. And B, Libra October continued to make videos about True Scottish Guy after his apology to me, so again, obviously we're going to watch those videos. If it bothers you that YouTubers are watching the public videos you made about them, you probably shouldn't have made those videos. Part 4 of the story. Scottish DM'd me this video that Libra October recently made about a recent video of mine, and he really seems to think he got me for some reason, even though everything I said in that video was true, and everything he said in his video either comes from misunderstanding me or just desperate reaching so he can try to dunk on me. So I'm gonna respond to this thing here. And before Libra October preemptively suggests I can't let things go, or that I'm just picking fights with this video, which is a habit that he seems to have whenever people criticize him, I would like to remind everyone watching this video that I have not even acknowledged Libra October since I did that second live stream, which was last June. I'm not the one that started this fight, and honestly, making this video just annoys me more than anything else because it's just so lazy on his part. For starters, the thumbnail of this video is my Twitter profile picture of me in a stupid pose with the baby carrot in my mouth. I don't know why he chose to make this the thumbnail. Like, this gives off the same vibes as when people intentionally pause a video they're responding to so they can get a really unflattering picture of the person they're talking to. But like, I'm the one who posted this picture. I've had this as my profile picture for months now. Obviously, it doesn't embarrass me. It's totally possible I'm just overanalyzing this whole thing, but when you watch the rest of his video, this level of immaturity is kind of to be expected. Okay, let's watch this video he made about me. It starts with an excerpt from my video, because, you know, he's responding to my video, so I'll let that part play so you can hear exactly what I said that he took issue with.
30 series cards are finally back to market price. Gonna have to snatch one of those up. It's a really good time to be a PC gamer. And it's funny because this is like, not to like toot my own tutor, but weren't all of us PC gamers saying this was gonna happen when everyone was freaking out about the 30 series, like, but like PC parts being super expensive and like, oh, it's a terrible time to get into PC gaming, and we were all just like, just wait, they're gonna come back down. And would you look at that?
Okay, so that's how his video starts. That's the thing I said that he took so much offense to. This also seems like a good time to look at the description of his video. He suggests that I'm lying and kind of implies that I'm a hypocrite because I called him a liar all those months ago. Or I guess like over a year ago now. The difference between your lies, Libra, and my quote lies is that you actually just made shit up about me. You said that I said things in a video that I literally did not say. Now, my quote lies are things that I said with screenshots to back up what I was saying. I was not lying, you just didn't like what I said. I said that the 30 series of GPUs was finally coming back down to market price, which is true. And I was saying this in response to somebody saying, you know, computer parts are stupid expensive and whatever. But the point I was making was that GPU prices are coming down and it's a good time to get into PC gaming because of it. because this trend is going to continue, and it has continued. You can get a 3070 for less than $700 right now. 30 series GPU prices are way down. They're not cheap. I never said they were, but the point I was making was that next-gen consoles are priced in the high hundreds, and now next-gen GPUs are coming down to a comparable price. Let's see you twist this into me lying somehow.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid?
Drugs are bad, okay? It's a bad thing to do drugs, so don't be bad.
I wasn't kidding when I said he seems to think that he really got me with this one. Like, he really, really thinks he got me with this one. And I'm just confused, because what I said was literally true. I'd also like to point out that the video you're taking issue with got a whopping 3 dislikes. It's starting to sound like I didn't actually say anything wrong.
Joey boy, are you telling me at that price entry it's the best time to get into PC gaming?
No, that's not what I'm telling you. Did you really play my clip and then immediately misquote me? Do I have to play the clip again?
30 series cards are finally back to market price. Gonna have to snatch one of those up. It's a really, really good time to be a PC gamer. And it's funny because this is, like, not to like toot my own tutor, but weren't all of us PC gamers saying this was gonna happen? When everyone was freaking out about the 30 series, like, but like PC parts being super expensive, and like, oh, it's a terrible time to get into PC gaming, and we were all just like, just wait, they're gonna come back down. And would you look at that?
I said it's a really good time to be a PC gamer because prices were coming down. I said people who thought it was a terrible time to get into PC gaming were not correct. You literally just played my clip and immediately misquoted me.
Are you on some fucking meth or something?
See, that's the edgy 2012 internet shit I like. Are you on meth or something? It's great. I love it.
$800 is 900 something Canadian. That's not fucking cheap.
Yeah, I literally never said it was. I'm surprised you're trying to act like that's what I said, because it's plainly not. I was making a point about GPU prices dramatically going down in the last few weeks, which is objectively true. A few months ago, you were lucky to get a 30 series card for less than $1,000, but now they're retailing for way less than that, and they're going secondhand for honestly completely reasonable prices. I never said they were cheap, because that would be a stupid thing to say. I was simply making an observation that the prices were coming down rapidly and the days of GPU shortages and price hikes seemed to be coming to an end. I swear, it's like you've been watching my videos and waiting for me to slip up and you got so desperate that now you're just straight up misquoting me. Again.
You don't seem to understand what cheap means.
I'm very aware of what cheap means, which is why I never use that word.
So I'm going to have to bring up the definition of what cheap is, because $800 is not cheap by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, if you want to get nitpicky, I could say cheap is a relative term, because $800 for a PC part isn't cheap, but relative to where prices were, yes it is. Also, if you want to get really nitpicky, what you define as cheap or expensive completely depends on what you're willing or expecting to pay. Obviously, $800 at one time is a decent chunk of change, but what if that $800 price tag was attached to, I don't know, like a car? I literally never said $800 was cheap, but you're running with that little tidbit and you're about to bring out the literal definition of the word, which is such a fucking red herring. I'm about to send you back to grade school.
Cheap. 1. An item for sale, low in price, worth more than its cost.
So the thing I said about an $800 price tag is completely correct then. Cheap is a relative word, but again, that wasn't even the point. I never said the word cheap, nor did I say $800 was cheap. But you're so far up on your high horse that I don't think you can even hear me.
Now this right here is objectively cheap. $5? That's really good.
Yes, $5 for Arkham Knight is something almost everybody would consider to be cheap, because it used to be sold for much, much more than that. Do you understand now?
Your definition of cheap is not an objective opinion, because $800 is not cheap.
I never gave my definition of cheap. You're beyond misquoting me now. You're now in the realm of like reading between the lines of things that I didn't even say. You heard one thing that you twisted into another thing, and now you're doing a bigger analysis for the thing that never even existed and attributing it to my video that does exist. You could come out as a troll channel tomorrow and I wouldn't doubt it for a second. This is so low effort from you.
Cheap would mean it's very inexpensive, and $800 is objectively not cheap.
Look who's talking about objective definitions and stuff now. Again, like $800, it depends on what you're buying. And like, it's so stupid. This wasn't even the argument that I was making in the initial video, but now it's the argument that I have to make because you've twisted my words so much. $800 is not objectively cheap or expensive because you have to attribute that to something. It literally was in the definition that you read, and you're misunderstanding the definition that you put on screen in order to dunk on me, even though that's not even relevant to what I said in the first place.
So, nice try there.
Get a fucking life. What a fucking loser. Seriously. You know what's really funny about that last part? In my initial video and like his initial response to my initial video to him, he made a big deal about how I apparently said he doesn't have a life, which is something I never said in the initial video. And if you go back to the part 2, the part 2 link in the description, you'll see this.
I really don't have time to skim through the whole video, but basically in one part of the video, he claimed that I didn't have a life and I belonged.
Excuse me, what? Why don't you show that part of the video where I said that? I don't remember saying you don't have a life.
You didn't. You didn't.
When did I say that?
You didn't. I watched the video. You responding to him. You didn't say it.
Show the fucking clip. But one of the things he actually lied about that I said was that he said that I told him to get a life. But I literally never said that. So now here you are lying about what I said and telling me to do the thing that hurt your feelings even though I never said it. And I never said this one either. I don't know if you're just bad at listening, but I don't really care. Because this is just kind of depressing. Toodles.